because I just got the feeling that it was okay and the car was still good and I didn't have to worry.
Round 4 and a move back to Europe for the Rally Portugal, based in the capital of port wine, Porto. Subaru brought out a new version of the Impreza for Portugal.
The guys at ProDrive have been designing it for the last year, and although it doesn't look much different from the outside, there's a hell of a lot different under the skin.
Right out of the box, the Subaru was lightning quick. Burns quickly opened a 40-second lead with 4 stage wins. But Kankinen's car was already suffering first rally niggles. He went out. Grunholm was magical on the stages east of Porto. As brave as the Finn were the tens of thousands of fans who lined the stages at Faf, where the cars leap high into the spring air.
Sino, älä hyppää. Oikein täysilinypy 8 ja oikein miinus. Ja pitkä nyppy täys 120. Oikein täysilinypyn.
But almost as fast as Burns had opened a lead, he lost it by the same amount to Markus Grunholm. Power steering was the problem.
It's just been a case of getting here without losing too much time and trying to keep hold of the car. It's very difficult to react. You can't react if you see a stone or try to change a line or the car sliding. It's impossible to react without the power steering. So at least we're back here one piece.
Portugal was where Colin McRae won his last rally. He looked on course for a repeat win until his Ford Focus ground to a halt with a broken engine. Rumours that McRae would now leave the team were stronger than ever. Within minutes, Finland's Tommi Mäkinen crashed out after ramming a tree stump. His season was going from good to bad to awful.
No ei oo perkele totta.
Se osui siihen kantoon.
Ai jaa.
It was tight hairpin right. There was some very little tree stump inside, and we didn't mark it on our notes.
Freddie Loix has never been as fast since a major accident in Kenya. In Portugal, he looked off the pace again. Third was Carlos Sainz, who also had power steering problems. Fourth was Seat refugee Harry Rovanperä. Fifth, the fast Norwegian Petter Solberg. And sixth in the Seat, Didier Auriol. Seat's season had got off to a good start. The question was, when would Auriol give the team their first win?
Gauche à fond, 40 mètres. Attention, gauche 5.
Markus Grunholm knew that on day 2, Burns would be on a charge. Leading on the gravel roads was not ideal. He spent the morning having his overnight lead of 40 seconds, gradually gnawed away. Burns was in his element on the rutted tracks in mid-Portugal. Despite running with a new Cosworth engine, Carlos Sainz didn't have the speed to stay with the first and second place drivers.
Uno. Rasante izquierda calenta. Para derecha la pide menos en tierra y mucho ras.
Fourth behind Sainz was Harry Rovanperä. The Finn was dropped by Seat at the end of 1999. Now he was desperate to show they were wrong. Fifth was Grönholm's teammate Francois Delacour, who, like the Finn, complained about dust finding its way into the cockpit of their cars. And sixth was the increasingly quick Estonian Marco Martin. The roads of Portugal are fast and unforgiving. This is David Leutz. Incredibly, he escaped unhurt. By mid-afternoon, Grönholm had lost his lead to Burns.
Max braking 50, very long crest 40, turn fast right. Minus. Braking 50, very long crest 40.
But Grönholm retook the lead when Burns, who was running third on the road, was slowed by dense clouds of dust left hanging in the forests.
In the morning it was not good on the road, but now when it started to be dark and the dust came up, so I had a small advantage, yes.
We'll be second tomorrow behind Marcus, and I think we've shown today that when we want to be, we can be considerably quicker than he's been. So I think we'll just go flat out. Okay, the daylight stages, so we shouldn't have some dust, so that's a big bonus.
3 stages, 14.6 seconds from Grönholm to Burns. A duel not only for the rally, but for the lead in the championship. Running first on the road, Grönholm was at a disadvantage, his Peugeot cleaning the road for Burns behind.
150. Oikein rouhee. 8 vaan se pitkä rivi.
Burns had already passed Grönholm twice in the rally. Now he looked confident of doing it a crucial third time. Out of the frame, Sainz in third. Rovanperä in fourth. Delacour in fifth. And Freddie Leutz had passed Marco Martin to take sixth and the last points. As for first and second, it all came down to the last stage. Burns was in striking distance, but could he strike a final blow?
I don't think so. I don't think. We will see. We have to wait.
Well, pointing up. Yeah.
Burns had no idea how fast Grönholm had gone. All he could do was maximum attack.
8:13. See time. Let me see the time.
8:12.9. 8:12.9. We got it.
In 60 kilometres, Burns had sliced through Grönholm's lead.
But it's a big pleasure for me to bring the new car here. The team have worked so hard to get this car here and working properly that it's a fantastic result for them.
Four wins from 6 rallies and Burns leaps into the lead of the title race. The first Englishman to do so and the first driver other than Tommy Mäkinen to head the championship in 2.5 years. From Portugal, the World Rally Championship travelled across the Iberian Peninsula for the Rally Catalunya, based in the town of Lloret de Mar on the Costa Brava.
It's very, very difficult rally to win. You have to have everything, setting has to be exactly perfect.
Panizzi and Delecour, they will be very fast on tarmac. And for myself, I think if we could take some points, that's good.
I think it's quite possible that we give the others a run for their money here.
As the flag dropped, the reins fell. Burns came to Spain looking for a hat-trick of wins. From stage 1, he set a blistering pace, helped by heavy rain in the mountains above the Costa Brava. The World Championship leader set the fastest time on 3 of Friday's 6 stages. Mäkinen suffered transmission problems and was never as quick as Burns. Cutting corners only made it worse for the cars behind, as Luis Clement found out. Carlos Sainz is a god in Spain. For most of the first day, he was third and locked in a fierce battle with Mäkinen, only half a second adrift. Even with new engines, Francois Delacour, Gilles Panizzi and Marcus Grönholm could only manage 5th, 6th and 7th. Burns' closest challenge came from Colin McRae.
We'll wait and see. Well, at the moment it's drying out. Now probably the tyre choice is going to be more difficult than it was this morning.
Even when things did start drying out, Burns was still able to hold McRae at bay, but there was a quiet air of optimism in the Ford camp. After lunch, the stages switched this way and that up around the town of Vic. The dry suited some drivers more than others. The surprise of the day came when Germany's Armin Schwarz gave Skoda their first ever stage win on stage 5. It moved him to 9th.
It was a flowing stage and we pushed quite hard for it. And I think it was the combination. The car was good, the tire, and we have been not so bad either.
McRae too was on a charge. Burns still led, but McRae was looking dangerous.
Into 6 left, into 5 left, plus cut, gravel ruts, into slow 4 right, don't cut. 30.
Burns started day 2 knowing that his lead was at risk. On the dry, rougher tarmac south of Barcelona, the Michelins were always likely to be faster. If Sainz can't win, the Spanish crowd will go wild for McRae, his style, his flair and his sense of drama appealing to the Latin fervour. Not that Sainz was out of favour, he hung on to 3rd.
30, medium right, plus.
By lunchtime, Burns had lost the lead. Gearbox problems didn't help. He was reduced to cutting corners.
Line and fast right, and flat right 30, fast right in line and fast right.
McRae set fastest times on 2 of the 5 stages. His lead at the end of the day, 4 seconds. Ford were now 1 and 3. Sainz was fastest on the last 2 stages of a 17-hour day. 4th, and looking less and less capable of defending his world crown, was Tommy Mäkinen. 5th and 6th were the Peugeot pairing of Marcus Grönholm and Gilles Panizzi.
There's only a few seconds in it, and Carlos is right behind us, Tommy only a few seconds behind that, and Colin's there, so it's going to be a good day.
The next morning, 500,000 Spaniards woke early to witness the duel between Burns and McRae. But as dawn broke, the clutch on McRae's Ford refused to work. With seconds to spare, the mechanics got it fixed, but he had a 10-second time penalty. The panic kick-started McRae's adrenal gland to such an extent he set a time 7 seconds faster than Burns over the first 40 kilometres. On the following stage, Burns was marginally faster than McRae, leaving McRae just 1.1 seconds ahead with 2 stages remaining. Sainz briefly moved into the frame before dropping back, much to the disappointment of the fans.
Richard's obviously going to be trying like hell, and Carlos, so it's going to be a close finish.
So it was left to the Brits. On the penultimate stage, McRae stretched his lead to 5.9 seconds. The Scot had made himself virtually untouchable. Guaranteed fourth behind Sainz was Tommy Mäkinen in an increasingly out-of-touch Mitsubishi. Fifth was Marcus Grönholm, and sixth, Gilles Panizzi. But all eyes were on the fight for the lead. On the final stage, Burns used every inch of the snaking road to find a faster way down the mountain, but McRae had already found exactly the same ground. Their final times, fittingly, were identical.
12.098.
After 13 months, McRae was a winner again. What's more, the day before the rally, he'd thrown down the gauntlet to Ford. Give me a winner or I'm off. Round 6 and the first Southern Hemisphere rally of the year, based at Cordoba in the South American Pampas. This is cowboy country, except here the cars are the bucking Broncos.
I think we're going to still see quite a lot of competition from Marcus, from Tommy and from Colin. I think you're going to be the strongest competitors here.
I have been here once, it was 3 years ago. A lot of new stages now, so maybe it's very difficult to fight for a victory, but I still hope we can do top 3 position.
Burns was robbed of victory in 1999, and this year he was out for justice. Rally Argentina's a mixture of gravel and water splashes. This year, bad weather made it one of the most spectacular of the season. Grönholm benefited from running lower down the order, jumping straight into the lead. Francois Delacour was not having such a good start to the rally.
I had the fire in the car. Then we took the extinguisher with Daniel, and the fire was stopped, but we lost about 8 minutes. After you forget to shut the bonnet opened suddenly in the stage. We stop again, and after the second stage, the fire was coming again around my pedal box.
Just 0.6 of a second off Grönholm's lead, Carlos Sainz, the man they call El Matador, fitting in this land of big stakes. Brake problems and a time penalty cost Colin McRae a crack at the lead. The Scot was third, 10 seconds behind his Ford teammate and just ahead of Burns. Tommy Mäkinen lost 6th gear, crucial on the fast stages. As a result, he was down in 5th. Not much to cheer about. Juha Kankkunen won the Rally of Argentina in 1999 after disobeying team orders. This year, he was down in 4th.
quarter to medium right, minus.
Richard Burns was more worried about water splashes than flying fins.
Come on, baby. Come on.
We will see tomorrow. I think it's anything can happen anytime in any stage, so we need to carry on. It's still a long way to go.
Sainz had set fastest time on 3 stages, giving him a 4-second lead from Grönholm. Then it all went wrong.
Well, I was coming just after a crash, done too much in the inside, and it was a rail. They have put a guard rail in the inside, and I just hit it with the middle of the car.
Sainz's rally ended on 2 wheels, not 4. Petter Solberg lost it in one of the water splashes, rolling right into the arms of willing helpers.
You're okay, you're okay. Stay in the car, just stay in the car. Switch your wipers off. Okay. Okay.
I don't want to do that again, because that was on the limit. Your heart starting to do like this.
Somehow, the rest of the field all made it through unscathed.
Hyppy vasen nopea. 2. Pitkä oikein nopea plus sumppu. 5.
Freddie Loix in the number 2 Mitsubishi had climbed up to 6th. A week earlier, Marcus Grönholm had escaped unhurt from a massive 160 km/h testing accident. It didn't seem to have slowed him. With Sainz out, he was leading. But not for long. Day 2 was all about Richard Burns. He won 6 out of 7 stages and built up a sizable lead.
40, slight left over crest, 2 crest, 170. So slight left over crest to crest, 170, sand entry, medium left minus, N, and medium left.
It's been really good. I think the weather's played into our hands a bit. It's meant that the Pirellis, that we know they work well in this kind of condition. It's very similar to like the RAC, and well, what can I say? I've tried my hardest all day, so I'm glad we're in the lead.
McRae's challenge came to an end on day 3 when engine trouble after a heavy landing forced him to retire. McRae's retirement moved Freddie Loix up to 5th. And 6th was Petter Solberg in the 3rd Ford. 7th was Alistair McRae in the Hyundai. He and his teammate Kenneth Eriksson were overjoyed to have finished in the top 10.
It's been quite tough at the start of the year. It's getting better, we've still got a lot of work to do, but to get a point in its 4th rally out is very good.
Juha Kankkunen clipped a tree in his Subaru, but still took 4th place. Tommy Mäkinen finished 3rd. Marcus Grönholm came close to losing 2nd place on 2 occasions. Once when he clipped a bank. And another time when he went into a corner too fast and nearly overturned. Then he came across the 3 Musketeers.
Vasen hidas. 7. Oikein nopea. 7.
But this was Burns's rally. He led all the way despite a wrong turn in the mist.
In and K left. To right, Max. And K left. To right, Max 40 fast left. Plus.
You have to get another shot of me coming out of the car. Richard, congratulations, your third win of the year. How does this compare to the first two? This has been really tough today. It's been the weather like this, you can see what it's like, and the last stage was a hell of a lot of mud and really, really horrible to drive. But obviously we got the right car, the right tyres for this condition, and it couldn't have been better. We really had a lot of luck, I think, as well, because we had a lot of problems on the first day. But yesterday was fantastic.
With 3 wins in 4 rallies and a comfortable lead in the championship, it looked like Burns was the man everyone had to beat for the 2000 title. June saw the championship move to Greece for Europe's toughest rally, the Acropolis.
This rally is very, very rough, and anything can happen, especially when you've got stages which are run twice. It's going to be very, very hard on the car.
We did go down to the south of France for some temperature work, but it was still only 28 degrees, whereas here it's going to be nearer 40, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, the Acropolis has always some surprises. I mean, it's a very rough rally. You never know what happened, but I think if we go in a reasonable speed and just keep the car together, we could have a good result again, yes.
The rally started under the Acropolis' famous monument, but then headed north towards Delphi, where rough terrain, thick dust and high temperatures made a big impact on the cars and drivers, literally. It didn't take long for Marcus Grönholm to find out just how tough the Acropolis rally can be.
I cut one corner, one very, very slow corner too much, and there was some concrete pole in the bushes, and bam! Suddenly we were on the roof, but we came on the wheels again.
In most other European countries, the police would have stopped Grönholm for driving on 3 wheels, but not in Greece. François Delacour found himself in 3rd place, albeit